resting at 13,000 feet in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains in south central Colorado. We were winded and a little sweaty, and so we were on the leeward side of this pass. We were about halfway to our destination. And one of the guys in our group noticed someone walking towards us from the direction that we were headed. And as the guy got closer to us, we noticed that he had a straw hat on and a white cotton t-shirt and suede hiking shoes and white cotton socks and blue slacks that had been cut off and frayed at the edges like there were blue spider webs flowing in the wind. And he had a milk jug tied with a piece of twine to his belt, and he was walking towards us, and we were looking at this guy. We were thinking, what in the world is he doing at this altitude? And there is no place to camp for miles and miles in rugged country. And here we were with our $300 boots and our $300 backpacks, and we had 75-pound packs, and we had not a stitch of cotton on us because we knew that it was a way to die in the wilderness in the mountains of Colorado if you got wet and cold and all that. And here this guy was coming, and as he got closer, he had thick Coke bottle bottom glasses, and he had pock marks all over him. He had red bumps all over him, and when he had got to us, we just looked at him, and somebody said, do you need anything? And he said no. And we said, well, where are you coming from? And he threw his chin up in the air back towards where he'd come from, and he said, back that way. And then we said, well, where are you going? And he kicked his head back that way and said, that way. And we just kept looking at him and thinking, what in the world is this guy doing at this altitude with no equipment and no clothing and no shelter and no provisions? Finally, he said, I could use a little bug juice. Bugs are really thick this year. And one of our guys said, well, I have an extra bottle of jungle juice if you want to borrow or have it. And he said, no, I got a little baggie here. And he opened up a baggie and he poured out some crumbs that were in it. And he said, just squirt about 4 or 5 squirts in there. And so our friend did and squirted it down in there. And then he sealed it up. And after the spillage, he kind of rubbed it all over his body. And we said, you sure you don't need anything? And he said, no. It's beautiful up here, isn't it? Then he put the baggie of jungle juice into his pocket, kind of tipped his hat, went down the hill. We never saw him again. We looked at each other side to side. Somebody said, what did we just see? We don't know. It's a mystery. There is a scripture in the Bible in Hebrews 13 that says, sometimes we entertain angels unawares.